Welcome to the Northern Tarot. My name is Andy. Today I will do the reading for the 1st and the 2nd of June 2023. And this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, so the 1st of June, as we spoke about this before, we have the Jupiter's conjunct with the North Node in Taurus. Now, we have the Moon in Scorpio on the 1st and the 2nd. And the Moon will pass the positions of the alignment between the Moon in Scorpio and the Earth and Jupiter's in the North Node, making the alignment. Now, what does it say to you? This is what I was talking about, the new game about to, display to people. And for that reasons, this is the pictures of what you are right now. So between the two maps, we're stepping from the old map to the new map. There will be a narrow path to link it. Or wherever you are in the world, depends on your horoscope. It's very similar idea, but imagine that we in the whole map of the new game, and everyone drop in one position, different location, and there will be the patterns of the path to reach to a big house in the middle, for example, or the big castles in the middle. It's a common ground for everyone to reach there, and there will be the rewards for the people who can reach it. This is the metaphor ideas of what we are about to step in. So to allow this to happen, we have to understand the new game. So what this new game is about? It is a curse or it is a blessing? Of course, everything is about the blessing, because everything designed to help you to learn the experiences that you register for, or new experiences that you are looking for, but it will show you the new way to get it done. So instead of using the ego or the program that you believe that it was the right choice, the right method to approach something, so you will have to go and fight for things. You have to struggle and going through all the hurt, the pains. Now they show you the opposite way, that if you learn how to align with your higher self purposes and serving your purpose, the meaning of your existence, things will come to you, and you will be provided with everything that you need. So that is what's the new game about. So it's in a sense, it's gonna be opposite of the old way of operation. The reason why I say that is because with this type of energy, so the earth moved out of the shadow cycle, spiritual cycle, after 24,000 years, and now the earth stepped into the light spiritual cycle, which will last 14,000 years. And I did mention this yesterday. So we actually stepping into the light. Now the light is the wisdom. And to allow you to play this game well, you will need to revive all the lost wisdom. And these lost wisdoms are all the skills, experiences that you learned the previous lives. Of course that you cannot, just think about it and then say, okay, so I'm gonna go and fight it. It's within you, but only when you learn how to align yourself with your higher self. That's why I have the course about aligning with your higher self. And also, when you aware of that, if you want to be the controller, the real player of your own game, you will have to learn how to manipulate the human avatar that you are in. Because as long as you still think that you are just that and limited with that human mind, which is artificial actually, and it was put in and programmed along the ways of when you still unconsciously aware of things. But now you start, because you're in the light, it shine the crown chakra on the top of your head. It gives you the informations, it gives you guidance, it allows you to start to see through things and go to a higher consciousness. And this is the project that we go into the 5D, and we are the pioneers at the moment, because we transition from the dark, the shadow, to the light. So the more we learn about it, the less we have to come back and learn later in another life. And you actually set the how I say, the stepping stone for the next generation, but most of all for yourself too, because you know a lot of you will come back. So to allow you to play this matrix faster and more skilled, more intelligent, and make a much happier life in the future, the more we learn now, the better for the future. So for that reason, we will have to zoom out and think about the whole pictures of all the life you live. So you understand that this is not the only life you have. That is actually the main problem, because a lot of people hold on this life too deeply, and take it too seriously. Because if you don't get this life, you're gonna be upset. You will be, it's kind of like childish attitude toward the life that you, and it causes you the effect, the side effect of your attitude, because everything is of this illusionary world are made of patterns, and these patterns have its own mechanisms of domino effects. So the more you, for example, resent yourself, the more you obsessed with something, the more you attract it. So the reason why I say this, because if we want to play this new game right, we need to learn how to break the patterns. For example, around this time, a lot of you might feel depressed or isolated or out of resources, and then you feeling very upset with yourself. But the thing is, you've been doing this many times. Question is, did it lead you to something better? If it didn't, then it's time to break it. So when you feel that way now, learn how to engage more. Put it aside, so you don't let your egoistic program of the human things to control and trigger your emotion. That is how you learn to stay in your power, and that is the start of you about to get awakened, waking yourself up, waking your soul up, and start to view things and act on the soul level. So that is what we will play from now on. I've got this poem pops up in my mind this morning, so I'm gonna read it, even it's not that professional poem, and hopefully you get the meaning of this. So, to remember the remembering, the stardust need to be collected to see the blink. Patterns are in hidden sight. If you zoom in, you stuck with your mind. But if you zoom out, you see the whole different style. Fragmentals were made to tease. Only the lost wisdom can make the whole of me. So the poem is basically, it's talk about what I just explained before, and it has some deeper meaning, but I will leave it like that so you will have some time to think about it. For now, let's go to the cards and we will see what spirits have for us. Okay, so as usual, we will go to the oracle cards first to see what spirits have for us for the 1st and the 2nd of June 2023. If you would like to find out more details about the aligning with your higher self course that I have, please check out the description box, email me, and also I will put the pictures of the content of the course at the end of the video. Okay, so now see. Oh, by the way, I've got the donate button, so if anyone would like to donate, please find the donate button in the description box too. Okay, now let's see what we have. The first one, this is the astral, the star course astral oracles. We have Aquarius, collaborate. Wow, this is amazing, and it's number 11, guys. So it's just like what I've just, actually I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, especially in the weekend, about how we gonna play this as a collective, how we gonna, utilize the collective manifestations to help each other to reach where we're supposed to reach, and also to change the destiny too. So it's Aquarius, collaborate. It's so clear that we stepping into Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, the light, the spiritual era, and this is gonna be the era for the whole mankind in general. But Sagittarius actually one in the first, we are in the first line of the queue. A lot of blessings going on, and it can be frustrating for people around this time, because we're going through that narrow path as I trying to describe. So it will take some time, but it's not going to take that long. That's the thing. It's a test of faith too, to see if you are strong enough, if you're determined enough, if you really trust the process to work with the collective, to collaborate with each other. So it's a divine timing. It's definitely the new beginnings for everyone. But of course, you have to remember this, because it's a matrix, so it will be tricky, especially when it comes to awareness. So if we don't learn to raise our awareness and learn to look at life and how to function life with a new higher perspective, we will, be stuck with the old idea, with the old ideology, and no blessings actually can take you out, because the world around you is actually the reflections of your perception. So if you want to change your life, if you want to change your world, if you want to look for money, if you want to look for love, the only way is to change. The reason why I say that's the only way, because obviously the old cycles is closed. The new, but it's quite a dangerous place, because the old cycle is closed. The old game is closed, but the door is not closed, if you see what I mean. If people want to dig in the hole, and it's a rabbit hole anyway, then people free, because it's a free map. You imagine that you can go through time between the past and the future. You just imagine that, and that is how it feels like. You are totally entitled and free to dig in the old hole, because there's nothing there. And when you kept digging in that old hole, and realize that there's nothing for you, and then you will have to go to the new one. So to save time, we need to see through things and start acting, because it's the time to start acting. Even there's nothing there yet for you to engage or to dive in with the new experiences, but this is actually quite a good time for people to prepare the mentality, the ideology, the philosophy, the spirituality, anything that you can upgrade. This is a good time. So now we have new beginnings, we have collaborations, we have collective, supportive, you know, a spirit of the collectives. So we've got actually quite a lot of things going on, but it depends on how you choose to see it. Once your consciousness is rising, you will start to see things with higher perspective and more positive, and with the frequency of love. So now the second card, the Stasis, we have We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as Portal. This card comes out yesterday. And you know, see, when I shuffle, I put it back in the middle somewhere. And for some reason, it comes out again. Now the portals, this is the narrow path. So this is like the link, the corridor between the old map and the new map of the old game and the new game. So this is exactly how you feels like. It's the deep love, the mother's milk. It's to ask you to remember about your origins, where you from. Speaking on the level of the soul. If you really want to play this new game, you need to start to have that habit about, you know, separating which part is the human functions and which part is the soul function, because the soul tends to give you the divine plans, the divine steps of what to take, who to meet, intuitions actually. And the human part gives you the experience of the 3D world, the 3D experiences, but make sure that, you know, it's not in control of your desire, of your higher self purposes. Make sure that the ego is not producing any karma. That's the trick of it. It sounds easy, but I know it's not easy. So all we can do is just to go with the flow and analyze it. Depends on the situations, and gradually one person's, you know, consciousness is up, and then 2 people consciousness up, and then 3 people's, and to the point that the rest of the collective will follow you. So just give it a try. You will see how magical your life's gonna change in the future. Okay, so love and relationship. Let's see what we have. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Well, I have the feeling right now, because you going through that narrow path, to get in the new playground, because this is the training ground. The whole earth is the training ground, but it's also the playground at the same time. So it's the time for you to see the patterns. That's why I say the patterns is in the plain side, hidden side, because the patterns were there. So the people look like they are the people that might be better for you, if I make sense. If you resonate with me, then please leave me the comment. However, they are still not in the new map. So what you're actually looking for is the people in the new map, or the people traveling to the new map with you, if you understand. So that's why this card retreat is about. However, we will leave this until Wednesday, actually Wednesday tomorrow, right? So we do the love reading tomorrow on Wednesday. For now, let's go to the tarot and we will see. So the 1st and the 2nd of June 2023, and I'm sure that you will retreat, because I feel the disengagement of the collective at the moment. There's something going on. Just remember, I was talking about breaking the patterns. You only need to do it once, because once you're able to do it once, you will know how to do that again whenever, you know, that type of patterns of situations pops up in your life. So the 1st and the 2nd of June 2023. Now let's see what spirits have for us through the tarot. First and 2nd of June. Overall energies, you have the High Priestess. It's the Moon in Scorpion, yeah. You're gonna, you know, up your game. So the reason why you're feeling that you kind of like being isolated, or being, you know, like in this solitude, you feel like you're being in the solitude situation. It's just because the universe wants you to really dig deep inside and connect to the source. So you remember things, and you come to realizations, and start to allow your inner abilities to come out. Something about showing you the new way of living. So the challenge, we have the 6 of Swords. How to, you know, take this up, open your energies and reintegrate, because the collaborations, Aquarius is coming out. So we have subconsciousness, we have the 4 of Pentacles. The mentality, you have the 9 of Wands. There's something closing there, right there for you. Your environment, you have the Magicians, and outcome energy, you have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's see what we have. This is, so your psychic abilities will be enhanced somehow. The challenge is about the 6 of Swords. You feel, as I say, like solitude mood. You're not sure how to get out of your situations. But that is exactly why the universe trying to lock you down, because the universe wants you to realize that this is your state of mind, your awareness, your consciousness. If your consciousness is being limited to the low level of where you were, and you ignore it, refuse to increase it or to enhance it, to allow it to show you the way, because you cannot go back with the 9 of Wands here. Doesn't matter what you're trying to go back to, people will be removed, the situation will be closed, and the best is not to try to go back to something, because this is about the patterns that I was talking. Now this is very important, right? I hope you understand what I'm trying to share with you. These patterns that you created, the reason why it keeps repeating, because you act unconsciously and live your life and unconsciously ignore the demand, the desire of your soul and your heart. Not all the times, I know that, but majority of times, because the pattern is there. So now you will see why you need to change that patterns of living. And the only way to change the patterns is to change the way you perceive things, change your perception. And all of that will help you to increase your psychic abilities and then your consciousness. Because you're getting to the point that you really need to align the Trinity factors to get aligned with your higher self. The whole main goal of life, besides experience things, create things, learn to transcend anything not love, to neutralize energy, the main purpose is actually about finding who you truly are. That's why I say to remember the remembering, because you remember yourself, remembering yourself life after life after life. And somehow one of the life that you live, you will manage to do it. And now I feel like this year, 2023, is one of the best year that a lot of people around the world will wake up and remember themselves, because they realize that they've been role-playing too deeply with these illusions of life in this 3D world, because the world was in the shadow. But now everything is much easier, because the world comes to the light. Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, 14,000 years. Okay, so the High Priest, let's see what we have. The High Priest is clarified by the Page of Pentacles. You will see that path. I mean, there's some at one point you feel that you're stuck with something, but there will be something pops up, like an opportunity, a small offer or small opportunities. Something will pops up, and intuitively you will be guided toward that key. Even it looks small, but it's the key of, you know, how you're gonna, or of the first step, and then you will see the next step. Imagine you play a game, it will stimulate your mind, and you will watch out for all the details around, because you want to solve that, you know, how to open that door. So the 1st and the 2nd of June, I feel there will be some movement, there can be some good news, but it's not something, you know, like too obvious, because the Page of Pentacles, so something small, it's a detail of something, but it allows you, but these small details actually has a very big meaning of it. Depends on your situation, right? I don't know, if you struggle with something, then I don't know what your situation, but there will be a subtle detail, but then it will make you very happy. So now let's move to the Six of Swords, the challenge. Why are you feeling stuck here? What I see here is the message here is you need to see the situation as it is, not the situations as you imagine. So there is something about like the energies of the Eight of Swords here. So the Six of Swords is clarified by the Six of Wands. That's what I say. So everything is not the way it seems to be. That's why the poem I've got, you need to see the patterns, and if you zoom in, you cannot see it. You have to zoom out. You zoom in, you always spiral in one problem, and you keep digging into your problems. So you need to zoom out to see the whole picture, because the Six of Wands is about that your time is coming. Your time is, you know, the divine timing, the plan. It's delivering to you, because you have the magician here. So you will grab that opportunities. So something about the Page of Pentacles, it can be a news, it can be some sort of small opportunities, or the start of the new career, for example. Let's say about my course, right? Maybe someone just interested, or a group of people, small group. It's nothing major, but it's a start of something. And then you will take up all the skill and knowledge you've got and make it happen, because it's all in you, because you meant to do it. That's why Jupiter in Taurus, we have to keep remember that, because it will last for 1 year. Anything that makes you happy and feel aligned with the desire of your soul, that's the option. Anything not, don't waste your energies to think about it, because the more you think about it, as I explained yesterday, thought, emotions, everything being recorded, and it's in the Akashic records, so everything's real. So when we still think about how about that option, you create the patterns of not trusting yourself. Sorry guys. So you create the patterns of not trusting yourself, and you create that uncertainty wavelength frequency about the plan. So it will slow down the plan, because the divine plan is something that you need to really desire and ask for it. So remember, you have to really desire, but you have to ask for it. So you have to pray, you have to speak it out loud. So don't forget, because as I say, we were trying to analyze how to do this game through the tarot. It's a new style that we're doing here, rather than just read the message. So once you stop that, the plan will come. Let me make an example so you can understand this. Now, so it's not the tarot that aligned to me, but the spirituality, the spiritual work, or more exactly to share the wisdom of what I've got, is aligning to my higher self purposes, because it's my program. So if anyone trying to offer me like, hey, you want to teach English, or if you want to do some translations, or if you want to do, you know, some restaurant work, because it's instant money, it's easy and all this sort of thing, and you don't have to work full-time, and then I say no. But in the past, I might consider or give it a thought, but now I'm just so certain about what I'm doing, about my path. So I never create any energies to kind of like block the plan. So that is the example. So spirituality is science, universal science, and it really works. And it's just not this. It's gonna be much more, but we have to raise our consciousness until we can understand more. And it is one of the best methods to apply, especially when it comes to playing the game. It is. So let's see the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely it's a new path for you, it's a new choice, it's a new career, it's a new way, whatever it is, but it's related a lot to setting up your foundations. Something new allow you to thrive and being freer with your creativity. So the Page of Pentacles is quite the key energies of this reading. So that's why we don't see much love here, and that's why the people will be taken away from you. So if you seeing someone, you might believe or think that they are the one for you, but then suddenly there is something you're not sure about, and then they just disappear, or something comes up and you cannot meet them, for example. That is the reason why. So the universe always knows what's best for you, but your job is to detect the patterns, the signs of why things happen, to make sense of everything, so you can be the real player for the new game, the one who create their own, you know, personalities, characteristic, the look, the traits, the jobs, the love, the family, whatever it is, but it's what under your wish, actively, not passively. So the Nine of Wands is created by the Three of Swords. There you go. It's it's a call. It's a call from the universe to the collective right now. This is like, I feel this is like an urgent call actually. Stop all the stupid things about yourself. I don't know why, but I hear that, so I just have to say, right? I don't mean to offend anyone, but the Three of Swords here is not about the relationship. It's about yourself. Stop all that you believe that you have to torture yourself, or you have to torment yourself, mentally speaking, physically speaking, and close it and get out of it. So this is like, as I say, there are some people, because they ignorant or they neglecting, or maybe because they still play the games at low level, because they not have many lives as the old soul yet, so they still sink in the hole, if you see what I mean, and believe that they're meant to be tortured, they're meant to go through it. But it's time to stop it. And your soul know the plan, right? So your soul will give that urge to you. Stop it. Rebel against it. Whatever it is. Doesn't matter how it costs. But you will have to get out by all means. So this is like the final urge from the universe. But as I say, because it's a free will, so you will have to be the one who decided if you want to stay in, or you want to get out and join the group, the clan, to conquer the new light, new wisdom. Because this new wisdom, you know, whatever you learn, it doesn't go to waste, because after you die, you know what, you leave, right? Anything artificial, you will leave here. The body, the mind, the egos, even, you know, how I say, thing that you believe belongs to you. But it's not, because the only thing belongs to you is your experience, your consciousness, and your emotions. Because in the midst of the illusionary world, emotions is always something real. So But with that consciousness of all the skill you learn, it's being recorded to your storage in the sky, in the space. So next time when you come back, you play the game much easier because you equip a lot of through this lifetime. You don't need to live thousands of lives to solve. Sometimes you only need to live one life. Depends on the collective consciousness. And now we're in that favor of the world shifting to the 5D consciousness. The information's there, the skills there, a lot of guidance, a lot of good guides, spiritual guides there. So anyway, okay, so now let's see the mentality, the magician. And you have the Page of Cups. You will, you know, there is some sort of good news coming your way. You will feel like the rainbow after the rain with the magicians and the Page of Cups. The only thing I'm trying to figure out here, now let me ask my guide. So who is the Page of Cups? Someone gonna, you know, recognize, or how I describe this, right? What I hear from my spirit guide here is, so someone finally, they kind of like your style and your wisdom, and you know, recognize your talent, or you recognize you as who you are. With the Page of Cups, so let me clarify the Page of Cups. But it will allow you to feel like you got wings. This is the energies of changings overnight, like out of middle of nowhere, unexpectedly. You suddenly feel quite amazing, because you know, like, you kind of are devastated and depressed, disappointed, upset with your situations or what you went through. It's like the shift in your psychic ability, the shift in your consciousness. So you do actually step up your game eventually. So if we know about this now, better act now. You know, we don't have to wait. So the Page of Cups is the King of Wands. As I say, it can be someone fire sign, someone Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. I don't know, but you know, I'm feeling someone who's really, how I say, admire your strength, your wisdoms, your determination. Because the magician is someone who's has a potential. It is very collective energies as the magician, because the magician is the person who doesn't really have a lot, but then he has himself. This reminds me of the song for what is a man if what has his God if he has not, if he doesn't have himself. So this is actually the collective energies I can feel here, and this is gonna inspire people with this energy, and people will want to give you that that loving. It's and someone here is actually very deep. They have a deep emotions, deep insight and wisdom that allow them to understand and perceive you. This is great. So as I say, as long as you keep walk further into your own path, on your own, and you will see the magic happens for that reason. Okay, now the Page of Swords. Who's this? Let's see the outcome energies. It looks like that, yeah, collaboration is about right for people. So you're gonna bounce back and integrate. And this is like you start to see new experiences and the opportunity to explore new things. And it will give you the excitement out of the boredom and the mischief. So the Page of Swords is clarified by Seven of Swords. Okay, now that's again up until you can really go in the new land, the new map, and play the game, and you know, like create your own new life, new relationship, new interactions with people, or whatever that you want to create. There's a Page of Swords here, keeps coming back, and that's why they say retreat for that reason, because these people is a test. It can be more than one, because I see more than one person here, not just one. Remember, whoever trying to get back to you, especially small talk or shallow talk or boring talk, non-purpose talk, or the only purpose is trying to test you, to see if you being friendly or not. And that's enough for the sign of the Seven of Swords. It simply says that the people will be fake about their, for example, they don't like you about something about you, right? But to keep you around for nothing, they will say exactly what you want to hear. Oh, I don't mind you doing that, for example, but deep down inside that was a conflict. Why you retreat from these people? So watch out for that. Now I see, so that's the energies of the Lovers. Cards start to flying around, and remember, it's a test from the universe. Even they not, because they don't mean to want to be with you or want to do anything for you. They don't even mean it. It's simply that they've been transcended, and it only happens. It only happens if you still have that patterns of running back. You see what I mean? It only when you still have that patterns. That's why this poem, the poem this morning, actually quite deep, and I don't know where it comes from. It's just out of the blue. It comes into my mind. So something about the patterns of yourself, you need to really think and stop it. You can only stop it when you're aware of yourself, of what you're doing, aware of the program you carry, and figure out how to reprogram it. And if you want to reprogram, please join my course, Aligning with Your Higher Self Purposes. Information I'll put in the description box. And for now, I will say goodbye, and because this is all that we need to know today. I wish everyone luck, and please leave me a comment about your stories if you resonate, and we can share with each other. And I will put into my input in your situations if you needing any advice. For now, thank you very much, guys. Have a good week, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Bye bye.